I know Peter from 2022 or something. I met him in Singapore because I'm a public speaker. I've done talks around the world from Japan, Singapore, everywhere in Europe and US. And now I recently, like 2 weeks ago or last week, I moved to Canada. We have done this conference a month ago in Denmark, where I was living for a month. So my background, I'm a tech person. I have done so many different things in my life, from large to small companies. I had my own startup, and then 4 or 5 years ago, I had breakup. So everyone else might felt it. It was not easy for me. It took me a couple of years to get back on track, and then I had one startup to helping mental health people to have more time for people like me. But that also failed. Startup, you know. But at the end, I got back on track. I joined my brother in advice like a year ago, and that's why I'm here. But you'll hear more about advice in one of the talks. But for now, the whole thing about AI is really going fast. Like, believe me, I start building from January, and so far, I've built like 40 plus solution, working solution. You have clients on it, and people are like getting things done with it. It's super fast. It's unbelievable. And back in the days, like 6 months ago or 7 months ago, it was like every month we get one new stuff in the community. Now we are getting like every 2 days, 3 days. But the hard part is like how you can catch up. For me, it's not like go crazy, learn everything and get those things done. That's fine. That's fine. The important part for me is like don't go too much in your brain. So that's why we're starting our session with a meditation session for like 5-10 minutes. I'm gonna ask Kate to come up. She's gonna introduce herself first and then go with the flow. You don't need the screen.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, perfect. Hi everyone, my name is Kate. I'm just going to lead you through a quick meditation to get us all grounded before we start our meeting. So before we begin tonight, we are going to take a few minutes together. Just a few minutes to arrive. Not to prepare, not to perform, just to arrive. Sit down, and if you can feel your feet on the floor. You are sitting, feel the chair beneath you. Tonight we are expecting a full moon. And the moon will not generate its own light. It receives light and it gives it back to us. That is what we are here to do. Tonight we are here to receive and to give back. Close your eyes if that feels right. Soften your gaze downwards otherwise. Feel the ground. You are in Toronto. You are in this building, and you are in this room, in St. Lawrence Hall. There are people all around you. You cannot see them right now, but you can feel them. There are over 150 people in this room. Every one of them has chosen to be here tonight. That is what community is. We are going to move through our bodies, tensing and releasing head to toe. This is how the body will learn to let go. We tense, we hold, we release. Follow my lead. Start with your feet. Curl your toes. Grip the floor. And release. Let your feet go completely. Move up to your calves and shins. Flex, tighten, release. Your thighs and your hips, squeeze, hold them together, keep holding, release. Your stomach, clench it, draw it in, release it, let it go soft. Your chest, take a deep breath in and hold it tight. And now exhale, all of it. Let your chest fall. Feel your hands, make them into fists, and squeeze hard. Open them. Let your hands be loose. Let them hang. These are your hands that build things. Your arms and your shoulders, draw them up towards your ears, as tight as you can, as high as you can. Hold. Drop them all the way down. Let gravity do the work for you. Neck, tighten all the muscles in the back of your neck. And release. Your chin will drop slightly. Your neck is long. Crunch up your face. Scrunch everything toward the center so your face looks all screwed up. And release it. Let every muscle in your face go. Your jaw soft, your eyes soft. Feel how smooth the muscle in your brow is. And finally, the crown of your head. Imagine a point of light at the very top, like a signal, like a beam, reaching upward. Hold that image for a moment. Scan your body from feet to head. Notice the difference between where you were a few minutes ago and where you are now. All the computers tonight run on a sequence of 1 and zeros. 0 is nothing, 1 is something. Everything that has ever been built from code began there, in that gap, between nothing and something. That gap is where we are standing right now. The event has not started yet, the demos have not run, our conversations have not happened. We are in the 0. We are about to become the 1. When you are ready, open your eyes. Look at the room. Look at the people left of you. Look at the people right of you. These are your people. Like the moon tonight, we are receiving and reflecting. Welcome to ClawCon.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Dave. I hope everyone feeling better now, more grounded. I am myself. So, tonight we have a lot of good talk and good speakers, and really nice food afterward, and some drinks. And sorry, no apple, because we had to pay extra for the insurance, so we couldn't. But just bear with us. This is coming from open source community, getting things up and running. It was not easy without all the team here. We got so many good volunteers. We got all the speakers just coming up, sharing what they have done, and this is like something else. I still don't believe it. They usually get like 2 weeks to run the whole event without any preparation for each country. And this was amazing, like unbelievable. Yeah, usually when you close your laptop, your server stops, and then you have to ask one of your agents to run it again. Yes. I hope it runs again. Otherwise, we have a backup plan with your laptop. Do you want to do it with your laptop? Come on in. So, yeah. We're gonna switch to her laptop. Then, she's our amazing MC, Paula.
Hi, everyone.
Give it a shot. Do you want this or?
I think this mic. Yeah, no worries. Hi everyone, thank you for coming. I saw a bunch of you downstairs and very eager and very excited. It's hot. It was hot and some of you were waiting and some of you were on wait list and that just shows how much dedication you have to come here. And so I want to welcome everybody to the first ever ClawCon officially in Toronto. And so, you all deserve that.
I'm trying my best.
No worries.
Tony? Hello.
There we go. We have tons of amazing guests. But before that, I just wanted to say thank you to me for the introduction and starting the wonderful introduction here at ClawCon. Also, Kate setting the intention. She's a great therapist and giving us a wonderful meditation for the actual event. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, all good.
All good?
Here.
Alright, guys. I really want to hear more about you. So before we start, I want to learn more about the audience here. And so I just want to know, before this, who has heard of OpenClaw? Okay, maybe a better question is, who hasn't heard of OpenClaw before this event? Woo! Some people in the back. And don't want to single you out, but I'm very happy that you all are here. And so for those who have gone here, show of hands, who are, you would say tech, from tech? A majority are here, who knows OpenClaw and are in tech. Anybody who's not in tech? Perfect. I'm very interested. That's really great. So that means that there's a lot of interest coming from tech and non-tech people. And hopefully, all of you will learn so much about what it is and how it is to build with OpenClaw today. And, okay. Oh, also, before I end, has anyone talked to their OpenClaw in WhatsApp? Or okay. Can a shout out of who's doing WhatsApp, Slack, Telegram. Majority Telegram. That's good to know. Okay. Perfect. Okay, well. Okay. So learn a little bit more about you. So thank you for that. Now let's kind of introduce our OpenClaw to everybody. I know everybody knows OpenClaw now, but just to reiterate what it is so we all have the same definition here. So OpenClaw is basically a personal AI agent that lives on your computer, tablet, your phone, that really understands who you are, or at least supposed to understand who you are, and remembers what you ask, remembers who are you, remembers kind of what you like, and more than that, it handles real tasks without supposed to be talking about it. Now, it runs in your machine. You can talk to it through Telegram, Slack, through WhatsApp. It remembers you, does things for you. I've heard some developers, agent is using, they got a $4,200 off the car because their agent was able to negotiate that for them. Or, another one was just someone who just said, hey, can you clean my house or can you clean my room through OpenClaw, which is insane. And of course, as we all know, there's ClawHub.ai, and there's about more than 65,000 skills up to this moment there that we can all use. And of course, before anything else, Ivan, he's introduced it, but also I want to give an intro to Amir and to the AdWise team. I don't know if you've been seeing them. They're on the shirts, and they are a direction to brands. I will talk more about Amir later because he is one of the speakers, but we will, but I just want to say thank you to them because without them we wouldn't have this, and they were the ones who made this. So can we give a little bit of a round of applause? Okay, all right. We're gonna go pull in the timeline. Let's see what's gonna happen. Oops, there's 45 minutes. My 45 minutes is gone. So let's just get there. All right. So what is the agenda today? We have the meditation, we have the welcome, we are here. We have 6 talks, and at the end, we also have a surprise goodie bag for you. So stay tuned for that. And of course, a way for you to network with people. So I am very excited to introduce the first talk of the day, Sahan. Sahan, by the way, is a VP of Engineering at 8090. His job is to hire AI engineers for their software factory in California and here in Toronto. So, if anybody is interested in that, you might want to meet with him. And during his commute, he's on Telegram, and at night, on his laptop, building new automation and tinkering with new ways of building software. So, I want to welcome Sahan here.
Yes. Oh, perfect. Yeah, thank you. How do I get this on the screen? Oh, it's coming. Perfect. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Okay. How's the sound in the back? Okay? Too loud? No? Good? Okay. You can't hear it? No sound. We're good. No sound. No sound. Oh. Do we have sound? Oh, yeah. I hear myself. Not a good thing. Kate, again, thank you so much for that session. I'm very relaxed now, which may or may not be a good thing, so we'll just take it from there. I like the intensity. Okay, so the topic of the talk is the art of clawautomation. Anyway, open claw, and then we're going to graduate it into an actual durable and deterministic system. Okay, so what caused me to do this? I've always wanted to read really old classic books. This example that you see here, The Art of War by Sun Tzu, how many people have read it? Not an abridged version, not the originally translated one. Really difficult to read. We'll get to that one. But okay, good. So some people have heard of it at least, and some people have read it, which is great. So this started with that desire. I've tried it. This actually isn't a picture of my book, but I have an exact one of these that's sitting in my library, and I have never opened it because we'll get to that. I've never started reading this. Okay, a little bit about me, why I have not started. This guy looks a little bit like me. I asked OpenAI to generate a shaped head one. It was a little more forgiving than I am. Anyway, so I am a builder. Been building teams, products, and a couple of startups that I've had a hand in, or as a co-founder or an employee to build, including sort of building up 8090 Canada. I've been around innovation and new tech trends, okay? Especially with AI, we can keep track of it, right? ChatGPT, Cursor, Olama, Llama, Claude Code, Codex, OpenClaw, et cetera, et cetera. So, this is euphemism for somebody with ADHD. When you have a distracted brain, you cannot retain too many things for too long. So it presents an interesting challenge for reading books, especially books that look like this. Oh, okay, sorry, skip ahead. I'm also an engineer, so I do like squeezing performance out of hardware and reducing cost. Okay, so this is the book, The Art of War. It's old, dense, and full of annotations. Okay, I did not attempt to read this one, but I was trying to read a version of it that looks like this. Okay, I'll start reading just quickly. Before we even started, it has an annotation that says, Cao Kang has the note, he who wishes to fight, etc., in the brackets. And then the first paragraph of the actual book is when Sun Tzu said, in operation of war, where there are in the field 1,000 swift chariots, as many heavy chariots, and 100,000 mail-clad soldiers. Who can actually follow this in the city and understand it? Not me. So, yeah, that's how I gave up. What is the one thing I did as soon as OpenClaw? One of the first use cases that I set up in February of this year when I heard about OpenClaw. So first OpenClaw, you guys saw it. The magic is really schedule tasks with intelligence. Personality is pretty cool because it knows how I receive information. And then the ability for it to self-program, evolve, and react to instructions to set the new process up. So this is how I started. I won't read the whole thing, but I asked it to build me a system, to chunk a book, and then use an LLM call to turn it, provide a modern interpretation of it, and then send it to me via email at 8 a.m. so that I can read it on my commute to work. And it worked. So this is one of the earliest emails that I received from my OpenClaw. So I told it how to do it on Telegram, but I set up email as well. So it sent me an email, and this is what the email looked like. So the original up top kind of looks difficult, and then the interpretation is the part that I love because it's short and I can actually read and retain it. So that was happy until I noticed a few things happening. OpenClaw is a general assistant technology. It's amazing, and I still do a lot with it. But it's like asking a really smart person to do some repetitive menial work. They start getting bored. They start doing fancy stuff, changing the format of the email, doing things that you don't necessarily need them to do. And then in the early days, it broke a lot. The gateway broke. I don't know who has experimented with it since the early days. It's gotten a lot more stable, but it was running out of tokens, then Plot banned it, etc. So it was not reliable. The other thing was that I talked about this on LinkedIn quite a bit, and a bunch of friends piled on and wanted to join in. So I couldn't just run it out of my own OpenClaw anymore. This got us to hardening the solution. So we started with the prototype, it was working, it was great, it broke sometimes, I had to go debug it, it wasn't scalable. So the idea was two things. One is isolate the parts of the stack. So on the left-hand side, you have the OpenClaw-based version. Everything's blue. Blue means it's an LLM call, or somehow it has dependence on token usage. On the right-hand side is the migration. So I built a system, and I can, if I have time, I can even log into the server and show you the code. Very simple, two scripts. One is send book. The other one is send email. Sorry, read book and then send email. And as you can see, the only part that really needs an LLM call is the interpretation of that chunk of the book. Everything else is deterministic. Everything else does not need tokens and does not need expensive. Spending money on the tokens, not that expensive anyway. But it also is reliable because it's just a deterministic program that just runs. So yeah, the book downloaded, chunked, and then for each chunk on a daily basis, it calls OpenAI, does the interpretation, and then emails it out. And the other thing was that I had to set up a proper cloud system for email. I used Mailgun, I believe. Okay, so just briefly what I did to build this. I started with OpenClaw. system, I need a script that I can actually deploy to a server and run this. So we built the first version of it, and then, later in the evening I had to use Codex a little bit to massage it. The workspace on this folder, I have a bunch of blog posts that explains all of it if you're interested, and of course the code itself is open source and open to read. And basically this is what happens. It's a file from the server and it just runs a script on a daily basis. Oops. No, that's all good. This is what the emails look like. You cannot see it. It's a little difficult to see, but anyway, the blue is the old Quanti to read, book, and then the green part is the modern interpretation, and it just keeps coming. So that one was from March. It's May, and I can't switch over, can I? And it's very, very loyal and truthful to me. Every day that it runs at 3:11 a.m. Not 4 a.m. 3:11. Okay, so why does this matter? I didn't come here to talk about just the little book club. Although if you want to join in, please DM me and I will get you in. It's free. The idea is that this really is a pattern that applies to anything that you do that you want to automate that is repetitive, right? If it doesn't require a whole lot of creativity, it should probably graduate to a script, a repeatable system, a deterministic system. So it could be the daily briefs. I do receive this on a daily basis. It's not just AI and ML, there's other interests I have as well, other than the weather. Could be financial updates or really any team or personal reporting. And the pattern that's the most important is I still use OpenClaw every day for one-off tasks, for prototyping, because it's always available. It's always a loyal prototyping friend. And then if the volume and the repetitiveness of the task justifies it, we migrate and move it into a hardened production system. If we have time, I'm happy to also show you the scripts, log into the server, and maybe even send a test, but it's not a must-have. But in conclusion, I just wanted to say, if you do want to join the book club, reach out. If you have a demo of something you're building with AI or without it, it's okay, we don't discriminate. Get in touch with me for showing it off at our office during Builder Hour. And then please connect and check out how do we distribute? Can we distribute the link? I guess just put this up and yeah, it's open. Create a pull request, make it better. And yeah, enjoy.
Thank you for that. Amazing. It would help me too, because I'm one of the people who also needs some help reading and like that article. Anyways, we are taking a Q&A for sessions. Anybody have any questions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is David. So how do you make sure that the translation or the interpretation that has been done by OpenClaw is correct? Because I was doing that for not by OpenClaw, but with something else, it's really messed it up. I have to make sure that, I'm getting the right interpretation.
I mean, excellent question, right? So if the interpretation was of a legal contract that, it had serious ramifications, I probably would run it by an expert. In this case, I'm okay because I can read the original text and then the interpretation is a bit of a guide. I find that it helps me read the original text a little bit easier, okay? And if something about it is a little bit off, it's reading for joy, not reading, like a contract or something that actually has ramifications. So it's been lightweight in that sense.
Thank you.
Just to add, the interpretations have been pretty amazing. It could be off, but it's actually pretty nice.
So far, good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Feel free to be part of the book club. And okay, well, for our next speakers, I'm very, very excited to introduce both our next speakers from AdWise. I want to, let me just break this down here for a bit. Don't want to get distracted here. So I want to bring up Jack and Amir. Jack is a serial entrepreneur who had gone automation, intelligence, and is a co-founder and client, and is both a co-founder and a client of AdWise. And what I really like is when I asked him earlier, how would you describe yourself? And his best thing is, he's best to bring tech talk to plain talk. And I think that is one thing we really need the most in our industry here. And of course, I want to bring in Amir. He's the CEO and founder of AdWise, one of the main reasons we're all here today. But beyond that, he has an impressive amount of experience, especially in the creative space, as creative ad space, working with all the brands that you know, including Reebok, Nestle, Sephora, HSBC, and so much more. So please welcome to the stage, Amir and Jack.
Thanks, everybody. My name is Jack. I'm here, obviously. The story here is talking a little bit about today. I think the best way to start it is to talk about AdWise as a form of intelligence marketing agency or AI marketing agency. Plain talk is how do we look at marketing agencies currently and past to where marketing agencies will be for us in the future. And that's kind of where AdWise comes in. And there's a bit of storytelling and then show and tell along the way. So bear with us. We'll do a little bit of a back and forth discussion. Amir is really the guy as well, but Amir is specifically more in the marketing sense of the way for a business application. If you have a marketing team and you kind of look at what they're doing, how their activities are, what their outreach, you realize that you need a real creative, strategic thinker to take your brand and to actually work your product in the chain. And that's kind of where Amir's technology, at least he's like what we call a creative technologist now, if we can call you that. And so it kind of starts with what you know of agencies in the past. So if you're looking for a marketing agency, you go out there and you say, well, what are they kind of promising? What are they going to offer? So content, like lead generation, outreach is the other piece of it. And there's another piece that's kind of missing on their part, but it's management. So when you bring that into what we call a creative side, or at least to a creative agency or a third-party agency, the back end of it with humans is extremely expensive. You know, you got a big carrying cost of getting creative, then you got a guy who writes a blog, then you got someone who's going to look at the right message, and so I think you guys get it. So it's really
Sorry, Jake. Sorry that
like
I'm
going
interrupting.
on.
We need to get it a little bit higher, but before we continue, let's go with the video and then jump to the.
Marketing isn't just about having a plan, it's about having the power to execute it at scale. Welcome to AdWise. We don't just work for you, we operate as a high-octane extension of your team. Lead Plus builds your funnel and nurtures your existing database, using social listening to gather fresh insights and automatically update your lists. Next, Our content pod generates hyper-realistic visuals and video assets at the speed of culture. Finally, Outreach closes the loop, deploying 24/7 social and voice agents to turn engagement into revenue. Every AdWise workflow is divided into 3 specialized pods. In each, a veteran human lead directs a dedicated fleet of AI employees, combining creative intuition with limitless technical scale. One central dashboard where you can track all 3 pods in real time. You see what we see. Every lead, every post, and every outreach attempt perfectly synced. Contact AdWise to learn more.
Yes, sure. Thank you, guys. So I'm gonna let Amir kind of take it from there because you know what it takes to run a creative for an ad agency and core values and what would you say?
Yeah, let's talk about loud. Let's talk about 5 words that every marketing or advertising agency claim that they offer to their clients. You know some of them.
Well, there's efficiency.
I'll say affordable.
Affordability. Yeah, affordability, that's a big one. We just talked about that. Smart. Yes.
Fast.
Yes. Creative. Okay.
Let's explain each word to the people about how
Where do you want to start?
Yes.
So I'm if you're trying to bring it in, hopefully I can make some application.
Absolutely.
Okay, go.
So when you say affordable, most of the agencies and marketing firms, they're not affordable to everyone. Why? Because they have to hire a lot of people, a lot of specialists, like copywriter, like senior art designer, like lawyer, like a lot of positions, content creator, director, in-house, all these positions cost them. So then they have to pay for the desk, for the birthday cake.
Yes, and yes. And all the other things you need for vacation. And yes. And then they take their time off and their sick days. And you're really not running for 7 marketing agency or just whenever they talk. You've been taught, so. Yeah. Okay, so.
So they're not affordable.
Yes. Affordability, okay, so bring it to real world in my business. I didn't really introduce myself, I'll give you a little bit, maybe we'll go into it a little later, yes, okay. But in part of my serial entrepreneurship, I built companies, started, with startups, and raised in multiple different verticals, and more importantly, try to get ahead of the curve, and this is part of the curve, this is where we are right now. You guys are here, you gotta be ahead of the curve, otherwise you just don't fall. So the capabilities are there to find the right programs, like we can plot, you have creative ability, you know, build your own business. But yes, I'm not gonna get too far ahead of myself.
So in other words, so in a way that the work efficient is everything that's your this kind of thing, right?
I can hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So efficiency marketing firm, it's a huge deal. Because you always calling them and asking for something and the answer is similar. It's going to take 1 or 2 weeks for them to deliver, to listen to the voices, to listen to the rhythms. So what we offering in advice based on AI native that we have in-house and based on using open cloud is that the answer from advice is always a couple of hours.
Right.
And we deliver idea to publish within a day.
And that's, okay, so I'm wearing my phone now. And that is real stuff that's happening here. This is the ability for someone who has creative flair, to use open cloud, to use other stuff to really elevate. And we talked about efficiency, so efficiency brought to reality, okay, what if you could turn,
click only approve, yes and no. The rest we handle a trained version of you, and they learn in the process. So the speed be crazy, still be creative, still you are in charge, you are the human in the loop to approve the process, but you have trained clone of yourself. And another beauty about cloning is that every marketing agency they need to hire 35 people minimum. So advise hire 35 employees, but not women, AI. So we have 35 AI employees that help us to be fast, to be affordable, to be efficient, to be smart. And the result is that Open Cloud helps us to achieve that. So either working with our AI native LLMs and VLMs, that's we worked on it for the last 5 years, but Open Cloud help us to take them to the next step, to clone ourselves and hiring those numbers of employees and put them all together to work in 24/7.
So let me give you a landing on what I just said. Okay. So we're in a meeting and we're talking about a specific tool that I wanted to build for my company. Oh, what if we could do this? So as I'm talking to them in the meeting, we're literally beginning the subject, and Matt is just typing away at something. I don't know what he's doing in the background. I don't know what I'm doing. And he's typing away. And we finished, okay, so let's move on to the next topic. And he literally said, let me show you what I was doing. And whatever we just discussed was created on that flash. It was the framework, the beginning, and we started, it almost like took its own world, like, so just the ability to have your talent scale by using it. That's really the real, like, we're smart people half the time. What stops us really is like we get stuck in the mouth. You know what I mean? Like, you just sit there, oh yeah, you know, I have this. So the cloning piece is real, because then you get brain, that's what it really is. You still need what you need, like you were cloning yourself with your hands, and then not having another person get it done, just get the job done. That's kind of what yes?
Yeah, absolutely. And this is your advice in the next chapter of the slide. So, Iman is my brother, his name is younger than me, and he's all about tech. Imagine a creative person who spent the entire life dealing with the creativity, advertising, all those things, get ability to work with the tech person to make all the dreams come true. So he, as a partner, as a tech, help advise, take care of advice as a marketing firm to the marketing firm of the future. Marketing firm of the future, they're not working like that. They're just fast. They are innovative. They tailor the solution for their clients. Advise and ask. We don't believe in software company. We don't believe in a SaaS company. We're not selling platform. We're not selling software. We're selling tailored solution. So we need that. Jack was our first client at the territory partner. So I want you to tell your story.
Okay.
To give us the use
We can
case.
hear that use case. Okay. I'll try and summarize it because I know we're limited on time, but I think the story is rather interesting because it allows us to believe in ourselves and how we can bring this new technology just to allow us to scale. So one of my businesses, I have a few. One of them is compliance medical packaging. And I sell high-counter multi-unit pharmacies at a number of warehouses here across Canada and the U.S. And in the scope of that, I'm a very lean. We use third-party as much as we can. We internal list, external list, things of that regard, I was 20% of the problem. Why? Because humans can only do so many things to drive the lead up. So what I realized at that point, really where I got stuck, is that although I have automation, I was missing the intelligence. And that's kind of where it all comes together. The intelligence is what was missing. I have a team, I'm not firing anybody, but what if they could have an assistant that can help them to get out of the rut, you know? All right, so then I'm now looking for an AI solution, and I get introduced to AdWise. They were a startup at the time, with the brilliance they had, give up a lot to be here, to change their career, to come to with AI, and transform their career to become AI driven. And we started building these incredible tools that they used to go into their offices and say, hey, okay, well, what parallel can we do that? What if we could do that? And like, the next day, they would come back and be crazy like this, and that's something to show you. It was just incredible. So, the what if board comes to play.
Yeah, that was like another behavior that Jack brings onto clients. So your clients come to you and ask you, can I have these, can I have that? But Jack came to us every single day with a board of what if. So what if we can do this? What if I have that? Open cloud, AI for your softwares. It took us like 24 hours to bring the what if to life. So right now we have all the solutions that the marketing can offer to the client under the what if board. So what if is an open kitchen concept. You can see how we work in the background. None of our competitors or any agency that show you what the tools that they use. But in AdWise, we create our tools or solution and we keep it open. The behavior that we understand and learn from open cloud. We are open source. We don't have access to it fully, but you can see how we manage our day-to-day days and how workforce happen. So when I asked Emma to explain you with Jack, how the take part of what if and get you to the next level of what if.
Well, it's actually a new way of thinking in marketing, because I'm going to lead into it. It's going to show a really interesting tool, because that's the data marketing tool. And they say, okay, so you guys can do it marketing, you do this, you do that. I said, can you build me a calendar? What do you mean? Can you build me a calendar that now I can scale up my marketing efforts, that I can see live, I can manage, I can see not only live, but I can plan it ahead, plug it in and play, and then when it goes and it pushes out, regardless of what platform, I want to see the KPIs live. Okay, now as I said, you're in marketing, you have full control of your marketing media, like full, literally. This is the tool that they have, no doubt, with help of open cloud. But again, genius really is in the human. I don't want to stress this again, okay? The genius is in the humans in this room, okay? This is the tool to bring your brain out of your mind, okay?
So, what I'm going to show you is just very surface, but the important part of the surface. Let's talk about the orchestration of how our AI works. We have our own AI models, pre-trained, and we are training it. We have a bunch of GPU at our office, a lot of like memory, huge max, to run all the models of our run to make sure everything is kind of following our taste, our preference. And are we live?
Yes.
Yeah. All good. So, what happens next? We have Open Cloud connected with our own models and also some other models from OpenAI, Cloud, all those large companies to run 24/7 for us. We have around like 30 different AI agents that is literally connected to many different models that train based on our taste. And then you see all these tools those are the one that I was telling you that I built since January. And at the end, what's the output of a marketing agency? A calendar. You see your campaign, you make sure everything is planned as you want. So this is the calendar. This is real life calendar because we have our,
Bring it to the main page.
yeah, we have Jack as our client. And this is his work. And you can see this is month's view. And, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, that's your, yeah, go ahead.
So the one is showing A, B, that, you know, wait, so we have content in the navigation. Then, what about management? What do you see? Oh, I want to see my calendar. So they build this calendar, and the calendar has some rather interesting features in it. One, every day shows actually the activities, during the day's activities in terms of outreach, what's planned for that day to go out. And if you click any one of them, on the right hand side, it not only shows you what's in it, the content, all the back end content, what was said, you know, is historically is laid out there in the map. So you now have full control of your marketing department. You know what's going out outreach. Any activity that's done on the right hand side, you see it's pushing that out. Show the activities. Okay, so we got that.
Yeah.
On the right hand, you have activities.
Yeah, and then we have list of requests that you make.
So this is the way I communicate with these guys. I just sent out a request saying what I have sent here for this campaign. You know what? I have some stuff in my library. I have no video, or I have a few imagery, and this stuff. I'll just throw it in there for context and reference. And they take it from there. They build the back end completely. If I showed you some blog, just don't actually request to talk about a subject, to build a back end. You want to build a brand, you don't want to be picture product. So how do you do that? You build a brand by putting the right advertising out, putting the right message, and certainly blogs, all of these are new platform that we've never touched before. You can put blogs together, stop,
Amir.
So, the fun part is that how we can manage our clients based on this platform. So usually you have clients like account manager in the market. So the job is to reach these new clients and agents. The beauty of the credit card is these moments. So we're going to show you how we communicate with our marketing calendar, with our clients by using the credit card. So we don't have that account manager human behind it. We have 100% AI that control and notify us and the clients and about everything that's happening in the marketing calendar.
So this is the last moment. We don't need, as AdWise, go to that platform to do check everything. It's many different requests and activities, and it takes forever. So we have our own agent called Eva, and we have our own group that she sends us daily review, daily report, and give us like, this is scheduled for some day. We are very past of it. We need to make sure all the data is there, so on and so forth. So this is the way that we get info from that complex process that is not complex anymore. Yes?
Sorry, is this Telegram chat group?
Yes, that's our own Telegram group, and it's only us there. And also our OpenCloud has a byte list, so it only accepts any message from us, no one else. And it's all in-house. There is no access to anyone else. That's quite nice. So I think we are running out of time. No? No? We have, yeah. Do you have more to add?
Maybe some questions. I want to close off.
Yeah, we have Q&A.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Q&A. So,
Go ahead.
open up the Q&A. Did you want to take the Q&A?
We want people, I mean, this is such a great speaking, just because everybody has problems with marketing. And this is such a great opportunity to understand how to get leads, how to understand, how to scale, and these are the experts. So, you know, like if anybody have questions, how to market, because now there's products.
Go ahead.
One more question, Jack. Are you in this group chat or are you chatting with the team in a different, using a different chat?
So we have. So Jack is our partner now. He's not the client anymore, but our clients getting access to that marketing calendar, they make requests, and then our agents will review all the requests and give us updates, and we can just accept, remove, decline, and say we need more, but we don't need to go to that kitchen anymore. Our AI working there, and if we approve it, it goes to the other flow of the business and gets everything ready for us.
One way to look at it is like, now you can have obviously you can have an ad agency, but you can have an advertising or DIN type agency. You know what? You don't want to get stuck in the muck of trying to build your own program. Even open farm has some ability, but it doesn't give you the expertise. So your core business is your core business. If you're a personal trainer, that's your core business. I can scale your business just by bringing you more leads. Okay? I can help you the back end of the operation side, speed up. I'm sorry, I'm going to take it on. I have to tell the story.
Go ahead.
So it's not just advertising, it's optimize. Here's an example. One thing they did for me in the company is that the speed and their ability and the technical allowed me now to bring my packaging to the next level, which is actually in-house design. So now I can literally, on the fly, based on the concept and an idea, put in front of the customer a design concept in 24 hours. And so I said to the meeting, they tell me what they want, and I'm saying, how am I going to do that? So they gauge it. So they literally level, even in that scope, it's even beyond that. So then I call my attorney, and she's my patent attorney. I said, I got a great idea for a product. I need a patent. She goes, great. I'll do a search for you. I said, great. You doing an international search? She goes, yes. She goes, how much time it cost me? It was $5 grand. So I said, I know it. It's every time I have a patent, it's $5 grand for search. So I said, okay, so what I'll meet next week with you. I said, guys, can you do it for your can you do a worldwide search? And bring me all the patents that we can close this design concept. Within 48 hours, I had a whole rundown, so I go into my lawyer's office. A lot of people, and I said, we need to negotiate our relationship. So all of a sudden, now we got operates. I was using HubSpot. I was using Zapier. I'm using Shopify. And all these third parties are costly. And when you start doing that, you need to bring it all together and really map that out and save operation costs, not just speed up and whatever. Anyway, it's not just fishing. I'm investing now. NATO, that's a many things.
The next is getting.
Oh, the guy. Oh,
Yeah.
there's a goodie bag. So everyone here.
At the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. But sorry, I really need to interrupt. If anyone get the food, please eat it outside. And the food was for the people who are not losing their cameras. Yes, please don't bring any food inside. Thank you so much.
That's it.
So the next.
Okay. All right, well, like I mentioned, everybody's building their own open claw, but how are they monetizing it? And that was such a great way for us to understand how to do that. But I am also really excited to bring out our next speaker. And she is an ex-Google engineer turned content creator and founder. Now she builds an AI agent that runs her own business and teach And she also teaches others how to do that through tech unicorn. She grew a whopping 500,000 or more than 500,000 developer community with a 10 million monthly impressions. So I really think this is a great person to listen to, especially when it comes to people trying to, do the grassroots sort of way to get people to learn more about their product. So I'm going to introduce Delia.
So I thought this was going to be more of demos, but since I'm speaking, I was like, let's AI generate a presentation. Seems fitting. And so my team and my OpenClaw and Claude Cowork made this together. Oh, I have to click. Okay, we don't have a clicker, so. Okay. Hi, I'm Delia. So as mentioned, I used to be a software engineer, and now I'm living by shitposting online, and OpenClaw is a big part of that. I actually built my own OpenClaw last year by stringing together these 3 GitHub repos, and it was super sketchy, lived in my iMessage, and it actually went rogue and messaged people. So I was really excited when OpenClaw came out. And I started building my business around it, and now it kind of runs my business. I still have virtual assistants, but today I wanted to share with you a really practical, how to build a business with OpenClaw, specifically content businesses, because I think the creator economy is the biggest opportunity now. And who here is interested in making content or building their personal brand? Oh, great! Wow, that's almost everyone. Great choice. One of the last things that I think will be replaced by AI. So, this is where you can find me online. And I wanted to start with a horror story, because this whole presentation is to kind of convince you to also run your business on OpenClaw. But there are some sketchy things that can happen. So one day I woke up to a text from my accountant, and my accountant was like, "Are you Maria?" I was like, "No, why?" And it turns out that my OpenClaw has asked a bunch of groups. This one was specifically the Rio group. Somehow it messaged this group, WhatsApp group in Rio, asking where the block parties are. And it had done this to every WhatsApp group I was in, which was New York and all these co-living groups. So my OpenClaw literally went rogue, and that was because I didn't set up any kind of guardrails, and I was trying to add it to my team chat. So I have team chat where I talk to my OpenClaw and my human team, and when I was trying to add it added itself to all the WhatsApp groups that existed. So first and foremost, make sure that your OpenClaw doesn't run on your local computer. Make sure it's somewhere in a virtual machine with very limited access, and make sure it has its own phone number, because it impersonated me before I gave it its own phone number. But despite that, now it's a great tool, and my life goal is to kind of just get paid to exist. So I want to have all my life just be experiences and have AI automations do all of the capturing, the turning it into storytelling, and then shipping it. So my goal for my OpenClaw is to bridge that gap between getting an idea and then actually shipping it. So for other people, it looks like vibe coding apps. My parents are here right now because I invited them. And when I first set up my OpenClaw, I visited them, and while we were going on walks, I would vibe code 10 apps from my WhatsApp, and my dad was really impressed with that. So it can do a lot of cool things, but I'm mostly going to just talk about how I'm using it for content. So my whole goal of my OpenClaw is to I see a lot of ideas in the world, and I forget about them, or I don't have a process, and now I do. So it bridges that gap between having an idea and shipping it. So right now my stack is in WhatsApp, as you can tell by my accounting story. I chose WhatsApp because I really like that my editors, my entire team, and also some of my clients live in WhatsApp. so that's why I personally use WhatsApp. And then my entire content system lives in Notion. And then obviously I have a Gmail integration. This is done through Composio. And then a bunch of cron jobs that run. So every morning, my OpenClaw takes in a bunch of tech news and delivers it to me, turns it into content automatically that gets put into my Notion, and then my team reviews it, because unfortunately you can still tell when content is AI generated. It's really bad. And I don't want to be posting AI slop. So it still goes into my Notion pipeline and then gets reviewed by my very human team. And then turns into content eventually, after like a lot of reviews. So the goal of that is that it's kind of overwhelming. Every day there's like a new model. You know, today it's GPT 5.5, then Opus 4.7. Like every day, not only do you have to keep up with tech, but making content about it has to be very quick. Otherwise, you're already late. So this type of system helps me filter out from the fire hose that is tech and AI. So it also allows me to be more cross-platform. So because I, have YouTube and Instagram and all these platforms, AI basically allows me to optimize for each of the platforms when I post. But one source of truth is what lives in my Notion. So this is what my content calendar currently looks like. And I can basically interact with it all through my OpenClaw. So I can tell it like, oh, let's post that one on Thursday. You just have a very human conversation as if you're doing it with a team. And then the best part is I use Whisperflow. Does anybody use Whisperflow? Yeah, okay. So I'm basically just schizophrenic, talking to my Whisperflow, updating my Notion with my OpenClaw, and this is how I live my life. So I haven't really achieved full, getting paid to exist economy yet, because I still have to do that part. But I think one day I'll have an AI pendant that just follows me around and records everything, and then it'll automatically know what to do with the team and the pipeline. So that's the end goal. But right now, basically, my OpenClaw is the orchestrator of this, and I Whisperflow to my OpenClaw. And I never open Notion because I love Notion and I love the idea of Notion, but it's kind of like a content graveyard in there, so I just want to be able to interact with a human, which is my OpenClaw. So this is an example. I'm going to show you an actual demo. But yeah, an example is like every day I get my morning news and my pipeline of what I have to do that day. And the idea isn't that I generate AI slump. It's that I never have to be looking for ideas. Not only does it know my calendar, today it knows that I'm at OpenClaw, and it's gonna give me not only a gratitude, I also have my OpenClaw giving me gratitudes, but it's gonna give me a gratitude and also a remember to make content about OpenClaw, and then it'll probably auto-generate a decent caption, and then I just have to upload my video. So that's kind of the workflow. I just don't want to have to be thinking about all of these things myself and ever have to look at a blank page. And then 3 lessons that I learned. First of all, have guardrails. If you don't know how to build guardrails, it's really easy to look up and ask AI to do it. Even if you ask your OpenClaw to do it, it can build its own guardrails. So if you haven't done this, I highly recommend you do it. As well as, I said, make sure it's in a VM with its own phone number, because I learned that the hard way. Also, most of the stuff that I built is actually quite boring, just integrating to your emails. If you haven't done that yet, it's so easy to do, and then every day I stay on top of the important emails that I don't want my team to touch. So yeah, a lot of the stuff isn't that glamorous, but it's just very helpful. And a lot of it you can also do with Claude Cowork, if you guys use that. But this kind of keeps you more accountable, and I just love the interface of Whisper flowing to this as it's my friend on WhatsApp. And also make sure you do your audits. So does anyone actually SSH into their VM and update or do security patches? 2 people, okay, yeah, see, that's scary. Yeah, you should probably all be doing that regularly, especially with like Mythos coming out and all the security stuff is gonna get kind of crazy. But yeah, these are kind of like the tips I've learned along the way. These are some examples of some of the cron jobs I have running that I can walk you through. And I will, yeah, I'll show some of these, but yeah, basically my OpenClaw runs my partnerships by connecting to my emails and telling me an overview daily of like what are my action items for each partnership. It runs my content by giving me the morning news, looking at my calendar, telling me things that I can make content about, and then actually making that in Notion. The only step of integration that I don't have yet is actually integrating with like Google Drive or iCloud or something where I can take videos, because that's a lot more expensive, and I'm already learning through a lot of API tokens, especially since I probably stopped supporting the Max plan, which is sad. But anyway, I also have a lot of personal things that I would suggest you try to do for the personal life. I get daily gratitudes, evening reflections, brought up to move my motorcycle, so I have parking tickets, daily journals, and then it like fills out my gratitudes based on what I did that day. So today it's going to be telling me that I'm very grateful that I got to speak at ClawCon or something like that. So yeah, there's so many possibilities of what to do here, and the whole idea is that if you set it up correctly, you minimize as much of the grunt work as possible so that you can live in the moment and just get paid to exist. Yeah. Yay. Oh, well, and before I show you a demo, I want to urge all of you to just go home and build one cron job tonight. Like, you just talk to your OpenClaw and try to think of one thing that would automate something in your business that you don't like to do, or your personal life. And if you don't know what to do, a cool trick is, like I said, you can export a WhatsApp conversation, and you can export like a conversation with, like, personally, I send myself a lot of things, but if someone that knows you really well, or maybe upload your Obsidian history or something, and be like, based on everything you know about me, which file automations should I set up? And it'll just do it for you. So if you don't have good ideas, ask AI what it should set up. And I urge all of you to build one cron tonight. It takes 10 minutes, and it'll probably improve your life a lot. So yeah, now I'm going to demo you my little workflow. Also, how many of you have mission control set up? Cool, yeah. So I'm going to show you through mission control. If you don't have mission control set up, oh, right, there's no internet here. Hold on, let me. One sec, we gotta get the hotspot. Well, okay, well, I can show you my WhatsApp. This is very personal, right? So basically every day I get, a tech briefing, for example. I don't know if you guys knew about the Pope today, the whole AI thing that happened. I found out from my OpenClaw, because I really don't like to be on Twitter. But yeah, these are basically just like the top AI or tech news headlines. And all of these get put into Notion as content. We also have several sub-agents, which is what I was gonna show you in, well, do we have a hotspot now? Yeah, we do. Okay. Sorry, I didn't get connected to internet, I guess, so maybe we don't. Can I get connected to internet? It's localhost? Oh, I mean, it is running though, because it was running 2 seconds ago. Okay, we're just gonna run it again. Well, anyways, we can see most of it through here. I was just gonna show you how cool mission control is, because you can visualize all of your sub-agents, all of your memory. I was gonna walk you through my memory, but it's okay. Basically, this is kind of what happens. We have sub-agents running my brand deals, We also have a vibe coder because I'm building an AI B2B SaaS ChatGPT wrapper, obviously, and a researcher and a content creator. But yeah, I wanted to show you like what it looks like. So, for example, every day you can get, it also has my travel itinerary, and it tells me suggestions of what to do in between. But yeah, every day it takes news like this, it puts it into Notion, and it tells me action items about my, where is it? Well, it's like somewhere in here. I got a lot of, okay, there we go. Well, there's basically a morning brief of the priorities that I have to work on, random money that I need to collect from people, content pipeline, and today the Gmail integration was broken, and that's because Composio was down. But yeah, essentially it looks something like this, and then we also have it integrated into my team chat, where it turns it into content. So like, this is actual Notion docs that get turned into content that my team can look at and take action on. I think these are the ones that are generated from the news. Oh no, this is also competitor intel. Another cool thing you can do is get an AI agent to like assess other content online, which one's performing well, and then get ideas from that. So I have an agent doing that. And yeah, I think that's a good overview that we can do without internet, without like, oh, there we go, yeah. Set up mission control, because you can visualize all your agents here. So this is, I also have Slack set up with another agent, but that's like too much to talk about because basically I was gonna assess if Hermes was better than OpenClaw, but this isn't the place to talk about that. You can see all of your integrations here, all of your memory and everything in a nice little dashboard. So because only 2 of you have mission control set up, I think everyone should go like try it. It's really easy to set up, and there's so many GitHub repos that already do it. And then you can see your memory, and you can see how I set up all of my content workflow stuff in memory. But basically there's a bunch of rules. I have different rules for my team chat versus like my own personal OpenClaw.
It's too old, doesn't remember.
Yes, it's too old. I think it's just because of my hotspot being slow. Come on, you can do it. Okay, well anyways, you can see how cool it is to have a mission control. So you can imagine the workflow. The workflow is you get an intake of daily tech news, you turn it into Notion templates that are a little bit AI slop, but you review it. And then after 2 reviews from my team, I look at it and I take it and I post some of it and then I repurpose some of it into other, like optimized for other platforms. And that's kind of how it works. And some of it is sponsored because, this is how I make money. I get brands to sponsor me. And all of that is managed by my OpenClaw through my email integration. So we're getting very close to getting paid to exist through OpenClaw. And I urge you to do it too. That was super inspiring. Is anybody's inspired by that? I learned so much. And I'm going to get paid so much and just after this. So yes, I'm taking some Q&A. because I feel like you said that, you know, right now it's expensive to get the drive into overflow and then, you know, have the content in one. So I'm just wondering, because for me, the way I create content is not going, I know it's not going on LinkedIn, but it's going on Instagram or other platforms. So for me, what kind of content do you create? So I'm based in Toronto, so I create a lot of like content-based, Toronto-based content. And yeah, that's where I started, so that's what I do. Something interesting, whatever is going on in Toronto. And then I started getting work because of that, because my content is about that. So okay, so the key piece there is that I think you can do everything except for the video editing. I have a lot of friends working on AI video editing like as a problem because there are some that are just like not, they're very janky and not very good. So I have video editors that do all of that. So for me, you know, whatever content I create, I can just send it to them, and then in my pipeline, it gets attached, like it gets assigned to them in Notion, and then it gets updated, like, oh, okay, this has been edited, and then you can create a caption, and all of the like text-based things, everything else that is not video can be done with the bot. So like, really, your only bottleneck is having an editor, and I would highly suggest that you like outsource yourself out of that if you want to scale as a creator, because editing is like the biggest time bottleneck, and if you're not, I mean, I'm not saying you're not a great editor, but if your strong suit is being the content person, being the idea person, being the personality, it's really not worth your time to like edit that yourself. So until AI video editing becomes really good, I think you get an editor, and then you can still build the pipeline around, like, you know, all the other things that come along with it, like script writing. It can help with script writing. If you use some Claude models, don't use some ChatGPT models for that. Like, if you take the idea and just give your open call, like, hey, this is generally what I want to create. You can do all the scripting. You can do all the generating captions across platforms. So for, like, you can list it on LinkedIn. You just have to say, like, make it more professional or whatever. So I think everything around that can be automated.
That's great. So you mean like as a content creator, when content creators are talking, and then whatever they're talking about, and there's a video playing on the top, you know, that's how we get sometimes. It can be done through AI easily, right? Like that part.
Oh yeah, it's not very good, but it can be done through AI. And another, this is kind of a secret, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Another automation I have is whenever I see a video I really like, whether on YouTube or Instagram, I have a little re-scripting pipeline that works as well. So I'll literally message the link to it to my OpenClaw and be like, re-script this for Instagram or whatever, and it'll like take the transcript of the video and it'll re-idealize it in my voice, and you can do something like that if it's like a video of two people talking or whatever, and then you can even go further and make it into like multiple trial reels, if you know what trial reels are, like, and experiment with that. So yeah, AI video editing isn't that good yet, so I can't recommend that, but everything else can be automated.
Just wanted to add one thing. Video editing is good enough now. Ad-wise, if you've noticed
sorry, I
those
haven't
videos,
tried ad-wise.
if you've noticed those videos, those are fully AI with the human in the loop, but
True. Okay, I will say making ads is different than making content as a human though. It is, AI video editing is pretty good for ads. Like I have friends running businesses like that and they're making a ton of money. But it's just not good enough for like long form stuff.
Alright, so you mentioned Notion a number of times and Obsidian. So can you talk a little bit more about how you're using Notion in a sort of memory flow instead of being kind of like a database?
Yeah, Notion is essentially the database. I have my rules in memory, like my memory markdown file is literally just rules. Like for example, don't message the amount of the partnership in my team chat because someone saw that and then asked me for a raise immediately. And I was like, all right, we have to like set something up so that some information is private. And so I have random rules in my memory file, and then all of my partnerships, all of the content, like all of that is in Notion as a database.
And then you're using.
I'm not using Obsidian for any of my business stuff. That's just like my personal diary.
Okay, so you put your notes in wherever you see that as an evolved, and then OpenClaw knows about you.
Yes. No, OpenClaw knows about me, and OpenClaw knows my voice and like how I think. So it knows about like my life. Like it knows I worked at Google. It knows like I traveled a lot. It knows where I've been, and it kind of knows my thoughts. And so it's learned my voice. But that's not through Notion. Notion's just the database of where things get executed.
Thank you for the presentation. I'm curious to know what models are you running. I saw Anthropic and Opus and whatnot, but is there any other models any other companies are running with?
So because Anthropic stopped supporting my Max plan on OpenClaw, like I still run all of my scripting and things that require, I don't want to say taste, because that's really mean to ChatGPT, but like, you know, things like branding, like voice, all of that is in usually Opus 4.7. I use Sonnet for things that are like more quick tasks that don't require, you know, I don't want to spend a lot of tokens. And then I also use my ChatGPT models because I have a Max plan and they still allow that for everything else.
Okay. Quick question about that. What's your monthly like spend on tokens? If you don't mind sharing.
Oh, that's a good question. It's actually not that much. I think it's like under $100.
A month?
Yeah.
With tokens?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because I route a lot of things to other models, and also I run most of it. I do spend $200 on the Max plan with Anthropic, $200 on OpenAI. Okay, I mean, overall I spend over $500, but if we're talking just API token usage, it's like not that much. Yeah.
Okay, one more question. Mission control. Is it built by you or?
No, that was just out of the box, like GitHub repo someone made. You can make your own though. You can literally talk to your OpenClaw and customize it, add whatever you want. But there's several really good ones already on the internet. My friend built one where it has this integration with glasses, and he can like talk to it through Skype. Like you can go crazy. There's crazy things you can do.
Hi. My question is like how do you have you set up some kind of cross-platform publishing? And I really like the presentation, and I've seen your content since 2022, like all the tech updates, and you like a tech unicorn on Instagram. So how do you like cross-platform right now? I don't know, we have agents and all of these things you have set up, some API from.
You mean how do I create it cross-platform, or how do I publish it? So I've tried many things. I used to use something called Repurpose.io, and I used Buffer and like every cross-posting tool under the sun. And I've actually noticed that it really isn't good for engagement. So because it's such a simple thing and it optimizes, like I think it's much better for the algorithm. I just get my team to post it, like manually, because it does affect engagement, even though people say it doesn't. And I know it does. So I optimize captions and things like that with agents, like with my little Notion setup. It automatically like takes an Instagram caption, because that's what I focus on the most, and turns it into Twitter, LinkedIn. TikTok is pretty much the same, but it does like a difference in hashtags. And so all of the text is automated by agents and then reviewed by humans, because we don't want to sound like AI slop. But every like shipping it and posting it, I still do that manually because I think it's better for the algorithms.
That's great, because there's so many cross-platform things, but
Yeah. Okay.
Any last questions?
Okay, last question.
I was just wondering, other than like video editors on your team, what other positions do you have on your team?
Well, I have 2 virtual assistants that help me. Well, okay, one of them is very focused on automations actually, because I realized I wanted to double down on like creating an entire pipeline. So the AI B2B SaaS that I'm building is AI agents for content creators. So I kind of hired him to like help me build my own pipeline that we can then turn into like scale it to all creators. So he focuses on automations, and then I have a virtual assistant that helps me with like everything. He manages my dating profiles all up until my brand partnerships, like just like random range of everything. And then I have several video editors, and I specifically just hired a Twitter guy. But yeah, that's part-time.
Okay, thank you so much. That's really interesting.
Okay, cool. Thank you, guys. I hope you build some really cool things with OpenClaw.
So many good tips and tricks that I personally will be taking out of this talk. So really thank you so much for that. Okay, so we are now towards the show and tell. So rapid fire goes, we want to show you really cool things that's been built with AI. Starting with Jay, he is a technical founder working on a startup on the side. But he's actually never worked in the tech industry, so it's very interesting. But
USB-C on this.
Yeah, do you have
Very infinite? No, this is very old computer.
fine?
But there's like HDMI. Oh, USB. Okay.
Yeah. And do you have HDMI as well?
Yeah, plug in there already.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
while we're waiting for the
It should
slides
come.
to come in, we just want to hear that. So here today, he's here to talk about using Google Cloud to do some marketing for social media.
Sometime. It's an old computer. We are trying.
It's a little bit of time.
Is it working?
I don't.
Logo?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it's working, but
But
it's not
can
showing.
you move
it's not
this and that?
there's only one desktop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Maybe you can send it to me and then.
Yeah, but I still need to show like my
Oh, okay.
Discord.
Let's do one more thing. Oh, there it is.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
Yep.
Thank you.
There we go. It's 2 seconds. It's coming.
Coming.
Almost.
Okay. Cool.
There we go.
Okay, again.
All right. Hey everyone, can you all hear me? Okay. Hi everyone. My name is Jay, and really excited to be here. First of all, I want to thank Matt and also the Advice team for hosting this wonderful event and also having me for this talk. So, as Paula mentioned that I've never worked in a tech company before, but coding has always been a passion for me, and I self-taught long before AI existed. So, like, when people were still typing out code by hand. And spent a lot of weekend and late nights grinding through like tutorials and Stack Overflows, trying to learn. But now, I mostly just describe what I want to build and let AI figure it out. So I'm actually not sure if that's a progress or if I wasted like a lot of weekends. So I'm building a startup on the side with my partner who works at Minimax. Some of you might have heard of the company before. So we're both technical founders. That means marketing is never our thing. And so that's why we decided to build an OpenClaw agent to help us do marketing. So one of our products, one of our apps is a tool to create explainer videos. So we thought naturally we would like to use this tool to market itself. And as my co-founder calls it, eating our own dog food. So what we did was we built an AI agent skill to connect OpenClaw with our video creation API. So that means we can create marketing videos very quickly just by chatting with our AI agent. So as you might know, creating like videos takes time, so I won't be able to do like a live demo here, but I want to show you what the process looks like. So, and by the way, I use Discord. I don't use Telegram for this. And so basically, I just asked my agent, for example, like, can you create a video about this topic? And the agent will figure out all the content as well as making the API call. And in a few minutes, it will return back with a video. And let me just show you what the video looks like. I don't know if there's sound, but oh, here.
Welcome to OpenClaw Toronto,
Not connected,
where
but
the builders of the autonomous
you can probably
era
hear
are
it.
gathering.
That's okay.
We are moving past static interfaces.
Okay.
Today is about agents that
Yeah.
don't just
That's
wait
okay.
for input, but proactively solve
We don't need to see
complex
the
problems.
whole thing. It's like a couple minutes long, so that's okay. Yeah, so right now that video creation runs on our hosted service, but we are planning to open source this, so your OpenClaw agents can also have the same capability if you want to have your own local setup. And video creation is just one piece. Slideshows. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So I was gonna introduce you to my OpenClaw agent, which I call JBot. So this agent lives inside a Raspberry Pi, 8 gigabytes of RAM, 128 gigabytes of storage, plus a 2 terabyte drive that you see there. So that 2 terabyte drive, that's a network attached storage. Whenever JBot creates a file, it goes to that NAS directly, and which I can then review on my main computer. So it's a simple setup, but I think very powerful results. And talk about video, and so video is just one of the pieces. And slideshows are very popular on TikTok and also Instagram. And so we want to in that as well. And I'm sorry, I'm the guy that makes a lot of AI slop, so mass produce those AI slop. Yeah, so, and this all started with a agent skill called Larry. Shout out to this guy, Oliver Henry. He's the creator of Larry. So we took some of his ideas and built our own version. And it's basically, then we call it JBot Social School. It's basically an automated video and slideshow content marketing workflow. And the workflow is quite simple. It starts with me scrolling TikTok for hours for research purpose, obviously. And when I find a good TikTok video, I would send that link to my agent JBot. And for example, I'm going to show you kind of the process. So for example, this video, I like this, and then I want to make a similar one. I just send this link to my OpenClaw agent. Let me show you the. So here. Yeah, unfortunately, I cannot do a live demo because it takes time to create those AI images. Basically, the process looks like here we go. So I send the link to my agent, and the agent will download the slideshow. And behind the scene, it will go through each slide to study what's on each slide, and then turn that into a prompt, which we can then use later to create our own versions later. And it also does a hook analysis. So a hook is the caption on the very first slide. It's make or break. If you have a great hook, it will keep people watching your content. If you have a weak one, then people will just scroll away. And JBot can break down why a hook works, and it can also generate similar ones that's tailored to your niche. So once we have extracted the image prompt as well as the hook analysis, we can ask JBot to create something that's inspired from this reference slideshow. And let me quickly show you what this slideshow is about. So the hook here is that I've been posting consistently for a month, and then these are the 4 things that I've learned. And then as you scroll the pages here, so basically lesson 1, 2, 3, and 4, and the very last page, you see there's one screenshot of an app. Basically, this is this content creator plugging in their self-promotion for their app. And the whole scheme is basically this content creator seems to be sharing tips about growth, but then at the end or somewhere in the slides, they will mention a problem or pain point, and then it will show you a solution. So this is the solution how I solve my pain point, basically. So that's the whole scheme. We have nothing to do with this app, by the way. I'm sharing this one here because I thought this is very good marketing material. This one here, I think they posted in February this year, and then they got 3.5 million views already. So, all right, so then I want to show you, so now we extracted the hook and also the image prompt, and now I want to show you how we can sort of, just by simply telling our OpenClaw, I want to build this slideshow using the hook and then also the extracted prompt. And then the agent is able to do something very similar in terms of grouping, also the caption. Well, it's not copy per se. It's really just taking their idea and then turning it into our own. Because if I were to make a slideshow like this, what I would do is I would go for the successful content creators and see what's working, and then learn from them and then making that our own version. So, and the JBot social skill can also post the slideshow directly to TikTok using their official API. There's no third-party dependencies, and also, by the way, JBot built this posting part as well. Yes. So, and then I just want to say that so posting, well, content creation and posting is half the battle, and JBot also creates a daily analytics report every morning, 7 a.m. sharp. It will send me that report and then outlining all the numbers, what's working, what's not working, and then it will also give me a plan on what to do next. So with that, that completes the loop. So create, post, analyze, and then repeat. And that's all happening inside this Raspberry Pi sitting on my desktop. And also, by the way, we are going to open source this agent skill. So if you're interested and want to hire your own marketing company, feel free to grab it from here. Just a quick note, right now the repo is empty, but we will be uploading it shortly after some cleaning up. Thank you very much. Thank you. Sorry for going over time. Sorry for going over time. Yes.
A round of applause.
Yeah.
Now we're setting up for the next round. This is Adrian. He is a senior VP and R&D for AI at Genesis. He's a co-founder for our mentorship program for York University Innovation Partner. And of course, he's an OpenClaw enthusiast.
think I'm gonna remove your clicker. That thing should be here for you. Okay.
Here you go.
Sorry.
So we're in meetings, come out of a meeting, and this device, and press it twice. So it's going to work in the background with OpenClaw. So I'm here today to do 6 demos in 10 minutes. The first one I'm going to talk about is spinning up my voice agent on the Labs tutorial. And it creates a voice agent in 40 seconds. I'll show you that. The second one is I'll show you how I wrote my book with OpenClaw. Third one is the catch-up, which is still working here. Daily briefings, you saw some examples of that. Basically, the catch-up will give me information in the last couple hours that my OpenClaw saw. Remarkable. If I go like this, I have another device. If I go like this, press it once, to do, and upload the slides to my website. OpenClaw will add it to my Remarkable for today, and in my to-do list, and it'll be depending at the bottom of it, and it syncs my calendar to the agenda in my Remarkable. And then what I'm really going to talk to you about is the context of our book. It's a pretty cool demo. I'll show it to you. How I wrote my book. I had a custom GPT. I've been writing about leadership for the last 3 years. I use that to power my custom GPT for my team of Genesis. When OpenClaw became available, I had the realization it can actually write. It can take my raw notes and create a blog post. So I asked it to create a blog post. I asked it to don't invent anything, ask me questions. I asked it to find the theme of the chapter. It came up with 12 chapters. I asked it to review it with ChatGPT, Gemini, and Claude until we got 4 stars. Keep iterating until you got 4.5 stars, and then publish it. So we did that for 12 chapters. It worked really well. So I had it on my website, shared it with my team. They thought it was useful. So I said, how do I write a book? kdp.kindle.com. Any of you can publish a PDF. So I said, how do I convert all blog posts to a book? I said, the list of things you just see on the right. I said, I don't have time for that. I said, I can do it all. It did. I created the PDF, I uploaded it, and you can print this for $2 a copy. So this is my book. I shared it with the team. Pretty cool. This video was created by OpenClaw. I'm going to explain the concept because I'm really terrible at explaining stuff. So OpenClaw created the prompt for plot design, which is really cool using the animation. It interpreted the HTML React animation. It actually posted every frame, created voiceovers, we got labs.
Iman sent a message saying perfect, and Alex sent a photo. You also received OpenClaw model status updates and confirmation that Telegram is up. There's an update for Olivier Jouve's meeting and a test message from your augmented smartwatch Pro.
Oh, yeah,
The front door is closed.
this is the catch-up if I came back. How should we do this? The video is it's not playing.
It's hard to get it set up.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, if you
Can we just disconnect it? Like here?
Oh.
Oh, you can? Oh, I just have to turn it up. Okay, let me play back. Should I come over there? Okay, so that explains the concept. Well, let's see it work. Hold on. Here we go. So what I've done is I've triggered my open call, Telegram, triggered full demo anti-gram, and it's working in the background. Now I could also set this here. Tell me if I can do that. I'm not going to do it because it only does serial requests. I can also take a picture of your name badge, and it will trigger it based on people's your name. I'm using Spirit.ai right over there. They basically have a CP for LinkedIn. And what it's going to do
apply AI at Google. Relevant overlap around AI and technology leadership. Direct connection through Adrian. Best angle, a practical conversation about systems, leverage, and where AI can help without panel verification debt. Ask Anthony about the operating model, hiring power, and how the team keeps AI platform growth resilient without creating avoidable verification debt.
This part is created awesome. You'll notice at the bottom, it infuses Anthony's profile with tips from my blog. So it's very personalized. And it's all in less than 60 seconds from the name recognition to the video.
Make yourself unnecessary. Leadership in the AI age. AI changes the speed of work. But leadership still comes down to judgment, trust, and systems that scale. Because the goal is not to be needed forever. The goal is to stop being a constraint.
Okay, it's almost done. So, I asked the people to make a reservation at a restaurant at a couple block by Oaktree. So I said, hey, you don't want to make phone calls. Well, I want to get a reservation at the closest Route Chris, and it's amazing. And make the call in 40 seconds. So you can sort of see what I typed in at the top, at least last time. I said, make a reservation. Now you said, you notice I said closest Route Chris. It figured out the address and figured out the phone number, but this particular demo, I had to call my phone so you can see it. And this is the time where this video was created with open call, so I filmed the video, but I said, hey, this is what I want to do, and I want to show the timestamp and did all of that. It's sped up by, every second is 0.75 seconds. So I do speed up for demo purposes. It's kind of 34 seconds, 35. It's pretty dynamic and truly pricey like last. It's really fast, very cool. There it is, phone call. That's me. Anyway, the title of my book is Make Yourself Unnecessary. AI came up with this title. And it's quite interesting because it changes my oldest to make myself unnecessary. But I suggest to you that what you would call is necessary to make yourself unnecessary. Maybe you should do it. Thanks. Thanks a lot.
That was amazing. Thank you. 6 demos in 10 minutes. Another round of applause, please. And come on in. Let's settle you up and get you all covered. So Alex has a background in bioscience and computer infrastructure, which he has done for about 20 years now. Today, he's going to show us HTTP states, a set of software libraries to facilitate the exchange of information between apps. Thank you. And prior applause for Alex.
Thank you all.
Give me a second.
Yeah, sure. So I'll just tell you quickly what I built here. I have written maybe like 100 apps and websites and platforms and whatever. And one thing that I always have to do from scratch is what could be called the data layer. So you need a database, you need a way to store data, you need a way to retrieve it. And yeah, like for some reason, I always do that from scratch. Not there? Yes. Awesome. And then, yeah, like a couple months ago, I decided to abstract this thing. So I don't have to do it like again when I start a new project. And that was the start of this thing that I call HTTP state. The name comes from the fact that what we're doing is sharing state over HTTP. It's actually like a really simple thing, but it turned out to be something quite rich, as you will see. So yeah, like the issue is that each time that I had to connect one app with like another, well, I have to write all of this. I have to write like an API. If I need some real-time access to the data, triggers, whatever, I need to set up a WebSockets backend. I need a database. If you're fancy, you can put it like a message queue. Like there's a lot of things you can do on the backend to transport data. And yeah, like every time I was doing this thing from scratch, I made a small service that does this for me. And at the beginning, it was just like a super simple key value type of store on their domain, which is httpstate.com. And the way this works is, yeah, like it's super simple. If you want to write something, well, you pick a UUID, and that's like one of the constraints of this system. You can only use UUIDs as keys, and then you just pick one, and then you just write data to it. And if you want to read it back, you just do another HTTP request to that same URL, and then you just get it back. And this is like a micro demo. I mean, this thing is writing to this specific UUID, which is the same one in the website. So if you loaded this web page, you will see this thing changing, and then everybody, if they click on this button there, the value will change. This is really good because, as you will see, with one line of code, I kind of like abstracted away hours of work. I did this for TypeScript at the beginning because it's the platform that I'm like comfortable with. And then I wrote it for Python, then I wrote a library for React, and then I just like kept writing clients into this thing. Now this is all that we have, plus like another 4 which are not ready for, I don't know, for prime time maybe. But yeah, we have like 8 different languages. And we have an iOS app that I will show you why that's nice in a second. A macOS app with a widget, and we have integrations with email, SMS, and a database. So the idea is that all of these values that you can read and write, you can use any of these channels or languages to just read and write into them. And one of the premises when designing this thing was to make it super easy. So in all of these channels, you only need to do like one line of code. In the examples here, this is like some sort of like event-based API, and you get like a trigger each time the data is changed. You get retry logic for free, you get real-time communication, you get compression, you get a lot of things only using this line of code, which is really, really nice. Okay, so I started showing this to people, and well, everything that you write in this thing, on these UUIDs, is public because I had not created an authentication layer yet when I was showing this thing. But then what happened is that other people started to publish like their own sources of data into this thing. And then I realized that there is not a single website, platform, whatever, in the whole world that concentrates like all of this kind of data in a single place. So I decided that HTTP state could be this thing. And these are some examples, like some of them are changing in real time, of the data sources that people have created already. I mean, from anything. This one like tracks the Bitcoin price almost real time. This one's a really cool one. It's a guy that lives close to Niagara Falls, and he has a device that it's like a sensor. It's like an audio sensor, and it detects the song of birds. And yeah, like when it detects that a bird is nearby, it updates this UUID with the bird that was close to that thing. And this state in particular, like you don't see it here. Actually, I won't show that, unfortunately, but it has a location metadata piece attached to it. So many of these states have data as well, and you can also extract like where this data was, well, like the origin of this data in the surface of the earth, which is pretty nice. Okay, good. So how is this related to ClawCon? I created like an AI interface into this, which is basically just text. If you just tell your agent to go to this website, it will get all the information that it needs to interact with this platform, and it will also get the updated list of all these public data sources that we have so far. And then you can do interesting stuff, which takes me to this demo. Hopefully it works. Can you see the phone there? Yeah, great. Yeah, and then, so one of these data sources is an Arduino with 2 sensors inside my apartment, and it's sensing like the indoor temperature and humidity. So now if I ask my OpenClaw agent about that, it should know. So what's the humidity at my place? So this thing, if you go to the website, it's listed in one of the public data sources, but the agent knows how to query this API and what's the UUID for that specific data point, and it should tell me that thing, so it's working. We'll see. Yeah, great. So maybe it just updated or something, because the value is slightly different. Okay, let's. It updates every 10 seconds, so it's within the ballpark. Yeah, so that is one thing. So it's really, I don't know what's going on. But it's really easy to connect kind of like data that you produce to the other side, which is the consumer of this data. And then another small demo that I wanted to make. So we built Mac OS and iOS clients for this. And the reason for that, I mean, they're apps because you have to distribute these things as apps, but the purpose of this was to create widgets. So we have things like this that you can just add to your desktop, and you can just like link them to one of these UUIDs, and they will get updated when they change, which is pretty nice. This is how they look on iOS. Yeah, it looks like this on my phone. And you also have what's called a lock screen widget. So you don't need to unlock your phone to see data in there. So this one's kind of like the time that it will take the closest streetcar to get to my place. This is the indoor temperature at my place. This is how many bikes are parked in the island of bikes downstairs. And then you can use this, so let's say you have you have your agent, and your agent is doing things for you. You can tell it to update one of these UUIDs that you already have on your phone, and that way you can get like a real-time status update into whatever it does. So I made like a very small script to show this off. So I have a lot of plants in my apartment, and that's why I'm monitoring humidity and temperature. Always has to be. Oh, I cannot paste that. Yeah. But I did it recently. So it's basically just like a function in a way, but like written in English, and then I just tell my agent to check these values of humidity and temperature, and then update this widget with some status that depends on these values. So can you check the weather at my place? Everything should be fine. Oh, sorry. It should update this thing, but it was high temperature when I was testing something, but yeah, all okay now. And yeah, it updates this thing here and also on my cell phone. So it's like a way to, like, it's like a really easy and fast way to connect the state of your agents to your phone or like any other thing you want. Yeah. Thank you. That's it.
Thank you.